Hello guys, in this tutorial I will show you how we can create our server in Oracle Cloud free tier. Oracle Cloud basically offer us a free forever service. We can create four instance, 4 VM instance with 4 CPU and 24 GB RAM per instance. And total they offer 200 GB storage. So let's see how we can create our server. So if you don't have any account, so you can create an account from here. It's a straightforward process. You just follow the steps and if you have a valid credit card and your name and your credit card informations is match, is everything okay, you can create your account very easily. So I have already created an account. So in this tutorial I will create a server and then we can install a panel, which is aaPanel, and then also we can install WordPress in our demo site. So this is my dashboard in here. So if you want to try to install a VM instance, so to do this we need to click here, create a VM instance, which is always free forever service. So in here we need to specify a name, give a name. So we can try this again, our first instance. So then in placement you can availability domain add it to so I keep it default, which is always free eligible. So and then in image and shape sections is very crucial. So in these sections follow my instructions if you want not get 4 CPU and 24 GB RAM free forever. So edit, and here we click change image, and here we choose currently it's Oracle Linux 7.9 versions. So instead we choose version 8 and Oracle Linux version 8. So then select image, and then in shape I choose ARM based processor. So I click here and then select, and number of CPU I choose 4 CPU, and our RAM 24 GB RAMs is auto selected. So then click select shape. I can see currently our CPU is 4 CPU and 24 GB memory and 4 Gbps network bandwidth, which is always free eligible. So in the next sections, networking sections, you can specify, you can edit it and then choose create a new virtual cloud networks if you want to try, or you can your previous ones, and then add SSH key sections. We use download this private key and public key. So I save it and also save the public key. So and then in the boot volume sections, current by default the boot volume and storage size is 50 GB. I mean it is 46.6 GB. Yeah. So if you can if you want to try to increase it, so we can increase it, we can give our required storage volume, but it must be in 200 GB. So I keep it default for this tutorial. So and then I click create. So our server is creating, so it's provisioning now, so we need to keep patience. So yes, our public IP address is visible, which is this is our public IP, and our username is OPC. So now it's I can check it's in download folder. You can see here is our public key and private key. So we need private key. So our server is running. So here is our username and passwords, and all of the information is here. So we can log in our server with terminal. So I open a terminal. So if you are using Windows user, you can check our other tutorials to how you can log in your server using PuTTY. So at first we need to check our download folder. So move to we are in downloads folder, and then let's see. This is our private, here is our private key and public key. So I copy the private key because it's so, and then first we need to permissions to these private keys. So for these we need to run this command cmod 400 and then paste the key, private key, and then hit enter. Yes, everything is right. Then we can try to log in. We can log in with SSH -i, and then this is our key, and then space, give a space, and now we need to our username and IP address. So I copy the IP address, and our username is OPC. So go back to terminal, and then here is OPC @ our private our IP address. So I hope you understand how we can log in SSH -i SSH, and this is the private key, which is I already mentioned, so it is in download folder, and then our username and our IP address. Now hit enter. So click yes, type yes, and then yes, we are successfully logged in our server, because our server name is first instance and our username is OPC. So we need to log in, we need to access our super users. We can run sudo -i, hit enter. Okay, so this hash sign means we are in super user. So now we need to update the our environment. We run yum update -y. So our update is running, so it takes little bit time. So let's see. Okay, so our yum update is completed. So now our server is ready to install aaPanel. So we can install aaPanel with this command. So to get all of the command, please check the descriptions, video descriptions. So then hit enter. So do you want to install aaPanel to the www directory? Yes. So type OS and hit enter. So it's been installing. So it's take around 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll be back when everything is done. Well, our aaPanel is installed, successfully installed. So here is our login informations, username, password, and our aaPanel internet address, which is our IP address, and then here is a port 8888, and this is it's a secret number. So we just copy all of the informations and save it as. So then I can try to log in with this IP, but I can't, because here is check the warning. If you cannot access the panel, release the following port, because we need to assign this port for security group. So I try to paste it, and I can't access this page because of security reasons. So we need to go back to our instance, and instance details, click here, cloud network. So and then click subnet, and default security list, and in this section we need to assign add ingress rules. So I copy them, so all of them port is 8888 888 80 443 20 21. So we cannot add port with these icon, these signs. So we need to change these signs to comma. So I change it here. So and then I remove it and then convert it to comma. Okay, so now I cut it from here and then go back to this and add ingress rules, and here we need two examples, which is 0.4/0, and then in destination port, so we paste all of the ports, and then in descriptions I keep it aaPanel, then we can recognize them, and then click add ingress rules. So all of the rules are added, security rules are added. So now we can try to reload the login page. So it seems our we are successfully logged in. So now we need to username and password to log in. So here is our username, so I copy it, then paste it to here, and here is our password. So we need to first paste the password and then log in. Now it's time to install LNMP. So it's recommended with Nginx. So here is a lamp without Nginx. If you can use aaPanel DNS server to manage your DNS, you can use this, or you can also use mail server, but unfortunately Oracle free cloud, they don't offer any mail service, I mean the block port 25, so it's useless, and I don't use DNS server for from aaPanel. I am always manage my DNS in Cloudflare. So in this tutorial I'll show you how we can manage our DNS in Cloudflare. So sorry, here is a PHP Nginx versions which is 1.19, and there is a PHP version 7.4. You can choose various versions. Also you can PHP versions 8. In my test PHP 8 also works. So I select all of them. So if you think that your site's not compatible with PHP 8, so you can choose PHP 7.4. So I choose PHP 8 and then click one click installs. There is a two method, which is first and complete. I choose first method. So I click one click install. So it's a long process to install all of the software. I mean PHP, MySQL, and Nginx, and so it takes time around more than 30 minutes to 1 hour. So I'll back on when all of the task is completed. So in the meantime, what we can do now, we can add our IP address to our Cloudflare DNS. So I copy the IP address, and then we can set up our DNS, which is in Cloudflare selected domain, and then in this tutorial I'll manage DNS for goal of mind, and then click DNS tab, and then in here add record. Our first record is a record, and then in name we use @ means goalofmind.com, which is our root domain root, and our IP address, copy the IP address, and then we don't use a proxy, so we only use DNS. So I turned off the proxy and save. A record is added. Our another record is a CNAME record. So this we need to www, and then our target IP in this time @ means goalofmind.com, and turned off the proxy status and save. So that's it for now. So and we can add, currently we are login our panel using IP address and then the port, but if you want we can also use a domain or subdomain as a port. So I recommend a subdomain. Create a subdomain for this. So if you can try to add a record for subdomain, so for this panel, so we can add a sign, so which is, I can call it panel record type A, and then here is the IP address, which is this one, and then DNS only, and then save. So all of the records are added. So now wait for the completed all of the task. Okay, so finally it's completed. All of the task is listed task is completed. So in message list we can see all of the finished task. So now we can check our domain in dnschecker.org to check if our IP address is fully propagate. Our IP address is 152.70.203.97. So let's check globemind.com, click search. It seems our IP address is fully propagate. So now we can install our website. So to add our websites, so click websites, and in here click add site, and we need to add our site here, which is we need to add our sites here, goalofmind.com, and as well as www version. This is a non-www versions, and we can also add www versions. Okay, so then create a database. So you can change the database name from here. Something you can change anything. So, and this is, here is a password, so you can keep it. And this is the PHP versions, and site category default. In SSL I apply SSL and then HTTPS redirect, because our DNS is fully propagate, so that's why we can apply for SSL and HTTP redirects. So okay, so I click submit. So it's processing. Okay, so here is the information for database name, user and password. So we can copy them and then paste it in here. So here is the informations for database information, database username and password. Okay, so now our site is added, but here is a problem. I'll show you what is the problem, because currently our site is two versions. One is if we can run goalofmind.com, it's non-www versions. So we can see our SSL works fine. So it's basically HTTPS, and we in new tab we can run another www.goalofmind.com. so it also works with valid SSL, but problem is it seems two URL. One is www and this one is non-www. So it can canonical issues. It can create canonical issues for our sites. So because Google treat them as two URLs, I mean non-www and www. So how we can fix this? To fix this problem, so we go back to websites and click our websites, and from redirect you can add redirections, and then select domain. Reload the page, and sometimes okay, so now we can try to redirect these www version to non-www versions. So and here we can call it https and then goalofmind.com. So it's 310 redirect, and keep URI parameter on, because something like our contact page or our about page, so someone type www.yourdomain.com/contact, so if should be redirect to HTTPS versions, non www versions, I mean these versions. So we can submit. Okay, so now if we try to this is our www versions. Now I reload the page, and we can check our www version is redirect to HTTPS, I mean non www versions. So our technical issue is fixed. So now we installed WordPress. So how we can install WordPress? So to install WordPress, we need to go to wordpress.org download, and we right click and then copy link address, and then panel, and then files. In here, here is we are in www root directory, and here is this is our domain. So I click here, and now we are inside our domain directory. So we install basically WordPress in here. So go to remote downloads, and here we paste the URL, so and then confirm. So this is the latest zip, so we unzip in this directory. So okay, so this is the file WordPress. So we double click here, and then select all of the files and cut. Now we are in our domain and then WordPress directory. So we move to our domain directory and then paste it. Okay, so we can delete WordPress and latest zip, both of the files, and delete from here. Okay, so here is the all of the WordPress files in here. So now we can reload the page. Okay, so we can install WordPress here. So click continue, and then let's go in here. In database name, we need to copy. You can see user database both are same, so we can paste it here, and then paste it here. And this is the password. For password, we need to here is our password. So we select this password, copy, and then this is the password, and then we can also change the table prefix if you want, and then submit. So run the install. In site title, you can site title give a name. We can name it goal of mind, and username can keep it goal of mind, and password I copy this password, so keep it here. So then there's a valid email which is here, admin@goalofmind.com, and install WordPress. So our WordPress is installed, so log in. So our username is goal of mind, and password is already, so log in. So we are successfully logged in our WordPress sites. So now click hello world. So everything is fine when our URL is like this, but if you can face an issue like when you change the permalink from settings. Currently it's plain, and I change it to post name, then save change. Now I go back to the front page, and then now I click to hello world. Now we can get this error. So how we can fix this error? To fix this error, go back to the panel and then website and click goal of mind and then URL rewrite, and in here you can choose WordPress and save, and it's get rid of this error. So now everything is fine. So we have successfully installed our WordPress. So now right now we are using our panel with IP address, but if you want, you can log in your panel with your domains. That's the reasons we add a subdomain which is panel.goalofmine.com. So we can use these subdomains. So to how we can change these, go to settings. To do this in domain, so you can change here is a panel.goalofmind.com. so now we can get an error, so I save. Okay, so we can get an error because we need to fix it. How we can fix it? So okay, this is the panel, and we need to replace the IP address. I mean, this is the IP address with this. So now we can try with login with this URL. So okay, so now we can logged in. Okay, so what we can same credential, I mean username and password, which is here. So logged in. Okay, so now we can see we are successfully logged in with our subdomain. So another thing, so still now we are in not secured. So how we can secure our panel? So settings. So to secure, I mean install SSL for your panel. So you can just enable this panel SSLs. So SSL. Let's encrypt. Give a valid email name here. I mean admin @goalofmind.com, and then I will get the notifications. Check mark this box and then click submit. Okay. So it's processing. Our page is reloaded, and you can see we are now secured with SSL. So you can also change the port. Port means in this port 8888. So you can assign the number, and there is a timeout and security entrance, which is this secret number. If you can now change, you can also change this. So that's it for the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for everyone.